Okay. So now we're going to do looking at lower extremity nerve testing. We're going to go both legs straight. Okay. So here we're now thinking that your sciatic nerve, or the nerves that run from that back to the legs, they're going to be more posterior, right? So we're thinking the band is starting in the low back, running through the hip, hamstring, calf, through the plantar fascia to the foot. Or once we get here, we're going to also test some of the different muscles, or different nerves. So base one, again, I'm going to tell my patient, I would check their other side. Yep. Hey, this is, we're going to do this test. It might provoke symptoms. Let me know and stop me if you start feeling it right away, okay? And then we'll go from there. Cool. I got your leg. I promise I won't drop it. I'm never drop a leg in my life. Oh, not today. Good. For this one, I like to be able to, I'll start off with them. Again, I have control of them. If I can, I'm going to try to get them rested on my shoulder so that I can then have my hand free to play with their foot when we get to it. But to start with, we're going to have this foot relaxed. I got you here. I'm going to keep their leg straight, and we're going to go up to around 70, 80, 90 degrees. You might feel a hamstring stretch at a certain point. Not really? Cool. Let's say she had symptoms here. Let's just say she was like, yeah, I'm starting to feel some numbness and tingling, or I'm starting to reproduce my symptoms that I feel at night. What I could do to sensitize, I could bring that foot into dorsiflexion. And I think some people also go into, it's not on there, little hip adduction. Let's just keep it easy, dorsiflexion, right? And this might feel like a little bit deeper stretch. Then what I can do, if I still wanted to kind of go a little further, can you bring your head and chin up off the table like you're, that's good. So now I'm tightening it through the entire nervous system. That feel a little deeper stretch? No.
Less.
I'm not going to pay you to give me the wrong answer. A little less, that's why.
Less.
It should.
It
should create more tension. We'll try it on each other and we'll see how many feel like it. Now, that's going to be for that's going to be the straight leg test. Now, if we wanted to test some different nerves in that lower extremity, we have some other sensitizing maneuvers that we can do. So it's the same starting position of, I would take this person, so let's say, what was the first one I got on there? Tibial nerve.
Yeah.
I'm going to take them up. Let's say they started, and then here's another thing. So if once they start feeling symptoms, what I might do too is I might start lowering them down, and then I'll tell them, let me know when it goes away, right? And I'll start slowly coming back down, releasing some of that tension on the nerve, right? And they'll say, oh yeah, it feels better there. And then I'll come in and I'll go dorsiflexion eversion. And if that reproduced symptoms again, it's like, okay, I just added that tension back, reproduce the symptoms. Maybe it's a little bit more tibial nerve. I could then, for the peroneals, plantar flexion inversion. Here, maybe I'll go take it out of it once I got them there. So peroneal nerve.
This one I've seen adducted too.
I have them as well. I typically always add that in.
Mm-hmm.
It's not on there, so we're going to go with let's just know hip flexion and the extended.
Mm-hmm.
But you might see difference there again, right? Everyone's getting a little different things. Sural nerve, dorsiflexion, inversion. So tibial, dorsiflexion, eversion, sural nerve, dorsiflexion, inversion. Those are going to be the ones that might be a little tricky. Peroneal nerve, plantar flexion, inversion. That one makes sense to me because we're stretching that peroneum.
Mm-hmm.
Tibial nerve, I don't know. Ooh, gotcha. Cool. Come on, like that. In terms of documentation, I might come up and say, okay, where do you start feeling it? I guess just say right there. Boom, I'm taking an angle. It's called 70 degrees, right? Then we go do some things. We come back to the table. Hey, look, I can go further without those symptoms coming on. It's a good sign. Cool. Can you hit the slide for me one more time? Slump test, perfect. Yep, good. All right, can I have you sit on the side here for me? So another way you can do this, and this is a quick and easy one. What I'm gonna have you do is I want you to get into bad posture for me. Yeah, good. And you can drop the head. So now I've taken up the tension of the neural system through the neck, back, low back. From there, we'll do our left side. Can you extend that knee for me? Good. And then can you add a little dorsiflexion for me, or bring your feet towards you, or toes towards you? This should feel like a big, so this is most tension. I have tension throughout. Should feel pretty good pull, yeah. And then if I want to kind of sensitize it, can you keep your back where it is, but look up towards the ceiling for me? So I take it away a bit? Cool. Come back down. If you point the toe, right, takes it away a bit. Awesome. And then we would compare sides. And there's your slump test. So someone who's got like some pretty spicy sciatica or lumbar radiculopathy, that might be a pretty, you might not even get full extension. They might be, whoa, yeah, that's sending signals. And then you could give, and then it's like magic. Then you tell them like, hey, look up towards the ceiling, and they're like, whoa, why is that? Why can't I get full extension now? And they're like, it's because the nervous.
Where are you supposed to be playing that one now again?
Should feel like, you might feel something different. I get most of it like through calf and through hamstring.
I think I only feel it right here.
Yeah. That's weird things.
I feel it just right here.
Where's the muscles?
It might be more, yeah. So there's
It's
your,
muscle.
it might be more of a calf. You're right.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. And so so very good in terms of planned it this way. That you got to differentiate between their symptoms, that am I reproducing your symptoms, or does this feel different, right? Does that feel like a muscle stretch, right? Am I getting like hamstring stretch, or am I getting, radiculopathy? So that's usually what I tell them at the start. It's like, I'm trying to reproduce your symptoms that you came in for. Let me know and stop me if you start feeling them. And then if they're like, I'm feeling something, not sure. No, it kind of just feels like a stretch. You're like, okay, let's go a little further. Let's do a sensitizing maneuver. We're gonna go from there. Radiculopathy, they can only usually go up to like 40 degrees before they're like, yes, basically. I think that's a good word, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah. I think it's better language than like, I think you're broken. Look how shot this nerve is, right? Like, it's spicy. They're like, I like Indian food.
I was going to say, you've never asked somebody if they're in pain and feels a little spicy? Because I definitely have.
Yeah.